Suppose that somebody came to your website on business and they don't send an email address, they don't leave their details such as name in email, so you can't send them an email because you don't have an email, you don't have the name. Well, there comes Albacross, and this tool allows you to collecting leads from businesses. In this case, it's one business because I don't use it on this time on my on my website. It's a demo website, so it catches only one. But as you can see here, when you preview it, then you will see the telephone number, the email, the address, and so on. So what you have to do is download a plugin, Albacross plugin on your website, and then embed it, and you have to use the Pabbly and embed it in the WordPress plugin, and then you will connect it. But what we are going to do is send this data to a CRM program and then give them an email. So they don't have to do anything. They just have to visit your website, and then they will send to Snovio, and they will get an email address or an email, sorry. Now, there is another thing what we are going to do, and that's we are going to use unless. It's a tool that we're going to use for this tutorial. And what this tool does is personalize the websites based on the user. So we can collect the details from a particular business, then send them an email, and in that email they are going to our websites and they see a totally different page than all the other visitors from your website. And that particular page is based on them. So because they are a business, you can say something about their business because you can collect all the data from here, and you can use all this and put it into the page that is particular for them. We build them only for them. But you can also do it for other people. So if there can other people, for example, from uh, Australia to your website, and they have embedded their email and their name, then you can capture those details or that information and send them an email with FluentCRM. And in FluentCRM CRM, we're going to see how we can create a button, and that particular button, when they click on that button, then there will be open a page on your website particularly for them. So you can personalize everything. You can collect businesses and personalize it. You can collect visitors, the other visitors, and make a particular page for them. Now, um, if we look at unless, then you can see that you can embed a website. So you go to websites, and you can see this is our demo website, but you can adding another website in here. And when you have done that, you must use the HTTPS if you have that certificate, or the HTTP. It must have one of them otherwise it won't work. But the status will be red. You see here a red dot. And then you may be thinking, well, it doesn't work. But it works. Later on it will be green. Okay, when you have done that, you have embedded the shortcode. You can embed it with a shortcode or with a plugin, and you can watch the knowledge base of this of OnLess to see how you can do that. I'm not gonna dig out it in this tutorial, but then you can make goals, and you can do that by creating here a goal. And it doesn't make sense on this moment. I can understand that, but just keep on watching because you're going to see what's going to happen. Okay, well, we have here a new goal, and you have to name it. You have to name the goal. So it can be everything what you want. And then you can decide what will be the next step of the next action. Well, actually, this is a step. So when when it is a lead, when somebody signed up in your website, Burkas, for example, in WooCommerce, download, install, all those kind of criteria you can use. But we want to use other because it doesn't stand in this case in this list. And when you have done that, you can choose lead score. I will say you must keep it on medium. You can then decide what the type of the goal is. In our case is a URL, but you can also use Google Tag Management Advanced or a regular Advanced, and then you can use the snippet code. I won't explain this in this tutorial, but maybe later on. Anyway, when you have done that, then you have to decide what's the destination part of your website is. So if it's the home page, then you use home, yeah, and then the goal will be on the home page. I will cancel it from now because I've already made someone, and I put it on high, and okay, then I have saved it, and the next is we are going to the audience, and when you see here there are already a lot of audience by default. You can change them. If you're adding it, you will see that you can change it, but the last two are made by ourselves, in this case made by me. You can create another audience, but when we see this one, because we are going to use this for the email campaign, and it must be a parameter query. This is very important for this tutorial, and we're gonna embed the goal that we have made, and that was news, and we're gonna save it. Now you can adding an add or a new rule, but we are not gonna do that. So if you push in here, then it will be an or rule. So it's gonna be this action or, and end is of course this action and another action, or a trigger is it. Watch what we can do here, and that is decide how long this will be active. In this case, it will be 30 days, but you can make it shorter or longer if you want, or even forever. Then we're going to save this. Now, this is important. For example, if we make the button in the email and it will redirect to their page, we can call it their page, and you will say after 30 days that page would change in the default page. So for example, we have an action or discounts, then you can decide how many days it will stand there. And when somebody is going to their particular page, we are going to make it, don't worry, it comes, then they can change it, because unless we'll use several criterias, the computer ID, the place where they live, and cookies, all kinds of things they are going to store. So when they refresh the page, it still stays on their particular page for 30 days. Next is we are going to the experience, and we can make another experience by clicking here, and the criteria on the site or on an ad. If you use on an ad, then you can use templates. And if you push this button, then you can see a little preview. For example, this one, you can sign up, but when you use this one, you see here a counter, and you can customize it by yourself. You can customize the letters, the time, everything you can customize. So when you have discounts, you can say from, well, you have this period of time to use it, otherwise it's gone. And recipes are also pre-filled in forms that we are going to make here, but they are based on different kinds of criteria. So what I've done, I've used news, remember the goal that we've made, and the audience, and I've created an experience, and I've made one, and here you see the experience details. The name is news, and it, in this case, it's on all pages, but of course you can decide, well, I want it all in a single page or multiple pages, different kind of pages. And the audience is news parameter, and that was made in here. Yeah, so when you click on it, then you can see all the parameters. And or audiences, I mean, it's not parameters. Well, then you have to save it. You will see that you can toggle on the live because you have to build something first. So you open the personalization editor, and this is the page where I was talking about. This is going to be the default page if somebody clicks on the email button that we are going to create. So that's the page that will be particular for them. So this is different than the websites, the default websites, because this is personalized. And let me see if we have an Incognito. Yeah. So this is the default page, and you can see that it looks different. It takes a little bit because I don't have a caching program on it. You can see this looks different than the website that we see here. And you can customize it however you want. So when you click on it, then you see here, so you can change the words, you can delete this, and you see a little pop-up with the things that you can change. And of course you can also copy this or go to the code view editor, and cut it. Come on. And you see that then it disappears, and you can say, well, I want to have it in here. And then you go to the code editor and paste it in here. Well, it doesn't look so good. But anyway, that's the way how it works, how the program works. Let's actually delete this one. So this is the page that they are going to see when we are redirect them via the email button. What you have to do then is save it here under on the button. I hope you can see that, guys. It's a little button for save it, and the other one on the right is to publish it. You have to push them, both of them, and then you have to go back. I'm going to save this, and then this part is almost done. You can also preview it with a little eye, and you can see it previewed as an audience. So this is what they will see when they click on the button from the email, and when you preview it, then you can see here on the link that it's audience, and then he saw what they are going to preview. So this is what they're going to see. Okay, that is done. Now, how are we going to embed that into our email? So we made a goal, an audience, and an experience. And what we also have to do is go into the websites. Let me see here, guys. No, the goals of recipes. I'm so sorry. Experience, and we have to decide how long they. I've lost something. This is where you can see the results. You see, it's live here, and this one are not live anymore. But I wanted to show you something, but I can't find now anymore. Let's see the details. No, it's not the details. The audience, and we're going to watch. Websites. Yeah, I'm so sorry that it took so long, but you have to decide how many people will viewing these templates. Yeah, if you put it on hundreds, then nobody will see it. So we put it on 100%. So we put this on 0, and the end will be 100%. So everybody who's hitting that button will see this templates. Okay, so we have made the goal, and the audience, and something went wrong, of course. Why not? And the audience, and when we see here in the audience, the name was news. Now you have to copy this one, news, and go to FluentCRM, and then go to Personalization. And when you go into the Personalization, you see here what I've made, and to the email, and then you see here a button, and you must set the parameter just like this. So it's news is, that's the other thing you have to do. And when you're using MailChimp, then you must do it exactly like this. So it's the home page, question, news, news. And in MailChimp you have to do it, oh, sorry. You have to do it like this. Um, Let me see if I remember. It was this. So I have to change it a little bit. So this is for MailChimp. Huh? When you're using MailChimp, you use these brackets. But of course, I have to change it in what it was. When you've done that, and then you have to save it, of course. And when we are going to this fake email box, I'm gonna copy it, and we are going to to send a test email. Yeah, so we made this. Yeah, it's the right one. Okay. Send a test email, and we are going to paste in the fake email address. Then we're going to watch what happens. We wait a little bit. There it is. And then you will see that when you hit the button, then it will open in a different kind of page, customized for this particular customer, into another website. So not the default websites. Yeah. So this is customized for this particular customer. So that is basically what you can do with that. And you can make a page wherever you want to make it, however you want to make it. Yeah, so this is what you have to use. Okay, what you also can do with this is make other goals, and you can make audience based on other criterias. So if you have a criteria and it will be, for example, the weather, the current weather, or the Fahrenheit of the Celsius, then you can do that, and you can embed it as well into the page, the customizable page. All right, I have showed you that Albacross has integrations, and they have integrations with Zapier and with webhooks, and we are going to use the webhooks because the other thing what we are going to do is connect Albacross with Pabbly Connect. And how you can do that is you go to Pabbly, then you're gonna choose, of course, for Albacross, and you are going to copy this URL. Then you have to paste it in here in Albacross, and then you have to save it. You have to choose for company and contacts, one lead, must have an email, save it, and then of course you go to the workflow, and here by Pabbly you send an example. Yeah, so this was with WordPress, and we use here for Uncanny Animator. So if we go into Animator all receipts, and sorry for the delay, and we watch this, then we can use that's an anonymous users, and we can use this webhook and embed it here into Albacross. And with Public Connect, what I showed you previous, then you have first have to um, run this. You have to recap the webhook response, and then they will send you the data, and then you can save it, and you can make other actions. In this case, to Snovio. Snovio doesn't have webhooks, so you have to embed the API, but you will see it by yourself. It's not so difficult. It's very easy to do. And then when you are in Snovio, then of course you can make campaigns. Now, if you want to use Albacross, and you want to have it into or you're using Fluent Form CRM and you want to put it here in Albacross, then you have to um, embed it. You have to download the CSV file from your WordPress and then embed it in here in the Albacross. No, I'm so sorry. It's of course Snowy. Snowy. Then you have to embed it into the program of Snowy. Yeah, that was it a little bit for this tutorial. Um, of course, you can personalize your whole website with other things. One of the things are, for example, with tokens. And if you're using dynamic content for Elementor, then you can see here all the tokens, and you can create your tokens, use tokens based on different kind of criteria, on the date of the month, and well, there are a lot of tokens, and they will be there on your website when you're using um, dynamic content for Elementor. Okay, let's see if I can show you. Sorry for the delay. I'm using a very slow internet. For example, here under is email fields, and it loads not again another time. Why not? Eh? With time enough. You can grab yourself a beer or something like that. I should change this because this is ridiculous. I don't think that I'm gonna show you this tutorial. Maybe. Yeah. Well, let's try it once again. So this is the email. It's a simple email form, and if you, as you can see here, the form name stands here, and this is the name. Yeah, and we can use those two to create a particular token for the after submit methods. Um, so these are the action after submit, and you can choose here what you want to use. And in this case, we're going to use the message, and then you can see here the message, and you can embed form and name. So when somebody says us, then embedded the email address in the message, and then when they send the form, then you can see here that it will say thanks, and then the name class. It takes too long, sorry for this. very slow internet here. I'm not home. Yeah, this is not good, guys. So I'm so sorry. And there's an error. Well, I think that's because of the internet connection, but it used to say the name class. Okay, now that was it for this tutorial, and I hope you subscribe and to see you in the next tutorial. I will be sure that the next time the internet will be great, guys. It would be great, huh? And I'll see you the next time. Bye.